All right, I'm recording, but I'm just gonna do a little countdown. Ready? Three, two, one. Hello, everybody. My name's Miguel, and fuck. All right, hold up. Fuck. All right, my bad. All right, all right, all right. Three, two. Hello, everyone. My name is Miguel, and I am a member of the team in Mountain. Here I have someone anonymous. Do you consent into being recorded today?
Yes.
All right, great. So let me dive you deep into our first stage of the company Mountain. We surrounded ourselves with a persona. His name is John Doe, who's a full-time IS student. He is someone that enjoys skiing and snowboarding, and some of his goals is being effective towards his work and school balance, becoming a professional data analysis, and be able to travel more through snowboarding. With his personality, we were able to conduct a bit of research in this area. Some research that we did was seeing existing products such as like ski tracks and fat maps. Some popular features in those apps, which we found a common thread of GPS tracking, speed and distance, weather, um, all types of statistics that would make these applications stand out, and other ideas that we can implement in our applications, such as like ski goggles being an artificial interface, and as long as something safety with a wearable airbag that can blow up in the instance of a fall or collision. Uh, with our research and our persona, we realized that the age group that we'll be tackling would be an athletic person between the age of 18 and 45, and someone who's passionate about the sport, as long as with them being tech savvy. So far, do you have any questions of what I've been saying or anything confusing?
No, so far I do not.
Good. All right, cool. So bringing you along over here with our mock-up with what we were going to do with our persona and our research, which was have some sort of device such as a smartphone be connected through a satellite, and as long as with the satellite with the cloud as well, that'll give the statistics plus some sort of like social capabilities with the smartphone linked with the cloud and satellite, and that's how we surround ourselves with the idea of Mountain. Some brainstorming ideas that we had are right here. For the software end of the spectrum, we thought of like data imports, weather, some way to socialize with other skiers or snowboarders. The GPS, which is very commonly popular in the rest of the apps, so definitely want to incorporate something in that. For the hardware, these were some of the ideas that we thought for being a snowboarder out in those conditions, but yet also having a way to like interact with your statistics. So some things that we thought was um, like a wearable device, something that you can strap on you or to your phone, some sort of like water resistant construction. We didn't really know what we had in mind, but we just knew something that was durable and can withstand the snow. Uh, like a slip of ticket, pretty futuristic, having like a thin piece of paper or some sort of laminated technology that can keep track of all that stuff. And some of the accessibilities was it's cross-platform, has audio commands and excuse me, and some notification settings. Uh, and so then here we have our prototype of what we think, not what we think, of what we want Mountain to do. We want Mountain to be Bluetooth and to have some sort of command with the user and the application. The Bluetooth will connect to the physical device, and here's a notification that it will indicate that was paired. And when it comes to ski day, you pretty much turn on the device. It'll import all the data that you have and give you in time map and statistics of how you did for the day. And this is so far our logo. We're more focusing on the problem solving than it is the aesthetic for right now. Um, so what'd you think of this first stage for us as a snowboarding skiing company?
I think this first stage is really good. You guys definitely have worked really hard on this, and built something
Yeah.
to help out snowboarders and skiers.
Yeah.
I feel that it's very like constructive that you guys have everything listed out.
Yeah.
You guys know features and different apps that you could also use for your app and then maybe make those better. Finding ways like ski goggles with the built-in GPS is pretty good because someone doesn't really have to like look at their phone and possibly crash or something like that,
Right.
or not
Right.
pay attention while they're snowboarding. They can have it just right through like their goggles. Or
Right. Exactly.
and I also think like the age group that you're targeting is probably a perfect age group because usually like these people are like it's usually around this range where people like to snowboard more a lot, even though there's like young kids, but for the most part, like 18 and then 45 is a good like cutoff age where people probably would start snowboarding less because of like their bones are weaker or
Yeah.
issues in life or just like old age. Um,
Right. Totally. Yeah, we started
I
off with 18. Sorry, were you about to say something? So we started off with 18 because at this age, um, people will have their own devices where someone younger will be really reliant on their parents. So, but I wanted to ask you a question. What's something besides like what I've listed or an idea that you may have that can make someone's like experience more enjoyable while like snowboarding or skiing?
Pertaining to this, something that you could add,
Yeah,
um, I don't know, maybe something with the goggles to make it maybe a little bit more like I guess funner or like make it more
futuristic.
joyous. Like
Yeah,
when you say, because you said the client group persona passionate about skiing and snowboarding, there could be like,
yeah,
something really like maybe nice colors or like, keep up the
yeah.
good job or like
Right.
you're
Some
going
sort of
this
like
fast.
feedback.
Maybe
Yeah,
I guess like with speed, like is an existing feature in a different app, I guess you could do that, but I don't know how accurate they are in apps to calculate someone's speed. So I guess really good at that. Also
mhm,
knowing like the turns and like balance too as well.
yeah,
Because like sometimes when you get up like in the mountains and all with acclimation or like just like losing like oxygen when you go higher, someone could feel like they're about to pass out or something. So maybe some putting in something like that as well, like for health reasons.
right, right. Okay, so something that like a feature that allows the user and the device like to communicate with one another, like
Yeah,
relocating or like it's like speed dangers, like going too fast. Like
yeah.
that's a great idea. I really appreciate that feedback. I'm sure that that's something that people enjoy using. Um, so wrapping it up here, do you think that the navigation system is something that is crucial for an app like this?
I do feel the navigation system probably is a crucial part.
Yeah,
Um, because I mean, unless you're like, I've snowboarded, but I've only snowboarded in like areas where they obviously have a path.
you're right.
Maybe some you could be snowboarding on a mountain where there isn't a path. Some people are like
Hmm.
dangerous like that. So maybe like there is a path, but like it's not as noticeable. And then maybe with the GPS, it can outline that path.
Hmm.
Also, like little bumps and all.
Yeah, to have some sort of like elevation differences as you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and lastly, this is more rather than the project, but how did you feel as I was presenting from like from the start when I first spoke to like the very end when I was asking you questions, like what were some of the emotions you were going through?
I think you were just doing a very great job being a speaker, explaining everything thoroughly, not just what you have on screen, but also, going more in depth into it.
Yeah.
Uh, I feel that you definitely are speaking in a way where you would catch people's attention to be interested in either investing in your app or helping work on it.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Well, I appreciate those nice words and thank you for your time on being interviewed.
thank you for interviewing me.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, perfect, bro. I'm gonna stop it right now. Um, once I figured out how to stop recording. But no, that was perfect. I really appreciate you for doing that.
No,
Do you consent to this interview? Yeah. All right. So right here we have our low fidelity product of MNTN, basically just mountain. That was short for mountain. So just talk me through like what do you think about our product and like what are some of the features that you like?
It's pretty good. I see like you use Bluetooth to connect to the server, I think, and then it also shows your the speed. You know how far you're going down the mountain if you're skiing. I guess it also shows the location of like where you are in the mountain. You know, looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Design's
So
pretty good.
how do you think this will be like well utilized for someone that's like a skier or like a group of people that are first time snowboarding in the mountains?
I feel like if you're first time snowboarding, you can use this app. You know, you can like everybody has the app. They can like use it just to like so people can keep track of each other. You know, because like you don't know what happened. Like somebody can get lost, and then you can use the app, contact them. You can't contact them, then you gotta call extra help. But this help app is like pretty good so far.
Do you think like this app is like something that could give you like a good emotional appeal to like wanting to snowboard or motivate someone to wanting to go out since they have that extra layer of statistics or security since people know your location as well?
Yeah, I think if you have this app, it will probably give you like more security of like going out and doing snowboarding and stuff like that because if you have your location, speed and everything like that, that tracks your movement while you're doing pretty dangerous stuff, right? That'll be pretty good for like the average user to like go out and try the app and try snowboarding.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you think if you were to become like a skier or a snowboarder in the future, would you see yourself like purchasing the MTN app and the IoT device along with it?
Yeah, I would, because I can use that to track my progress. Use that for like if I'm snowboarding other people, I can use it to like interact with other people. If somebody gets lost, I can use it to find somebody. It'd be a really good resource. On top of snowboarding to improve my skills. Basically.
Okay. And do you have any other like recommendations or questions for the MTN app?
Not really, but I would say like if you improve the UI, that'll be a good change.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So do you consent to this interview?
I do.
Cool. Okay, so this is a low fidelity process for an application called Mountain, or MTN for short. It's essentially a application that requires a device here, shown as like a button, that connects to your phone, and using GPS, it actually will track your altitude, your distance, any location on Earth when paired with the application. So you can see here it actually connects via Bluetooth. Then once you hold this button, you can see the screen says pairing your mountain. Then once it's paired, it gives you a check mark. And let's say you go on your ski day. Once it's paired, you can actually see essentially when it's loading or like where your location is, and then it tells you on a map where you're at. So in any part of this process, do you have any questions regarding functionality of this device or like how to pair it? Does this make sense to you?
Yeah, I understand the functionality.
Cool. Do you have any suggestions or things to change in the kind of front end process here?
So is the button that you hold, that's a separate device?
Yeah. So in the process here, this button would pair with the app, and the button is actually doing the GPS tracking. The application, this is meant for like when you're in the mountains or you're hiking and you don't have access to cellular or Wi-Fi, so this device would be using GPS. So like
Okay.
satellite, basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is it environment proofed at all?
What do you mean? Like, is it tested?
Well, would it be, I suppose, because assuming that you're using it outdoors, who knows what situation you might find yourself in. I was wondering what sort of like casing it had to protect whatever electronics or whatnot it has in it.
That is a good call. Yeah, so this is kind of like the low fidelity build of this, but I think that when we actually get into like the testing phase and we print out essentially like 3D printing the button, we're going to be using like these like kind of hardened plastics that would kind of be resistant to that, similar to like like polymers and stuff that, you know, if you threw in like the snow, for example, it wouldn't like break on you. In terms of like impact, like let's say you are hiking and it falls out of your pocket or something, we definitely have to do testing, but at a later stage. That's a good
Gotcha,
question.
gotcha.
You have any other questions regarding this process?
Nope.
Awesome. Cool. Okay. Thank you.